Want to smell, Ben?
The single hardest thing for me to believe is that I'm really home. It's so silly. I keep expecting someone to knock on the door and present me with a bill. Hotels are such awful things. You leave a silk stocking or powder for fines, you go where you're forgotten. I love solid things. I love this house and all the Compsons. The strong ones and the weak ones. Of course, they belong to me. They're my history. Ancient history. Oh, there speaks the thoughtless young. Why, honey? But that's what's so wonderful. Well, why, you go look in your granddaddy's Bible. You'll find the names of Compsons there, turning yellow as the ink goes back. Back to the dawn of time.
Well, they stop a little short of Adam.
Oh, they're making fun of us. Jason, you tell them.
Well, I'm a latecomer.
Why do I have to remind all you people of what we were? Why, this was the most gracious house in the county. Well, even in my daddy's day, when a guest came, he used to find the hallway clock stopped, and it would stay stopped until the day left. Time would halt during the happy days of his visit. Now, when you going to halt the clock for me, Jason?
My job is to keep things running around here.
At my back, I hear Time's winged chariot hurrying near, don't I, Jason?
What is that?
It's for Miss Caroline. She says she just wants something light for supper.
I'm the culprit, Jason. She didn't want to set eyes on me. That's why she won't come down. She never did like me. She thought I put on airs. You thought I put on airs, too, Jason. Well, I haven't forgotten you. What a funny little boy you were. You hardly spoke in English tone. You were so shy. With those big black eyes. Following me around, watching me all the time.
I was watching to see which fork you used.
Well, I'm not going to be put off by any such statement as that. I know when a boy's dazzled.
You mean he was in love with you?
Yes. As a matter of fact, he was. But life is full of little ironies, I find. The boy who came so shyly into this house now owns the house. The boy who was so respectful to us all now feeds us all. Daddy'd turn over in his grave.
You drink too much, it makes you fanciful. So we're real crude around here, are we?
Well, things are different.
They are different, all right. Somebody works for a living now. Somebody sweats 10 hours a day to keep a roof over your head. Maybe you think a provident God will keep you off county relief because your name is Compson. Well, look down the road. Malmaison Mansion has hay sticking out of its windows. Mr. Boudreau had the woodwork brought in from England in 1833. But that doesn't keep chickens from roosting in the living room where he used to entertain colonels. Well, there are no chickens roosting in this house. It's a downright shame we don't have 20 guests in the East Wing anymore. But the plumbing works. Well, maybe this wouldn't have been good enough for Daddy Compson. It'll do for me.
You have no respect for my father's memory.
I don't know why not. She was preserved well enough in something like 10,000 bottles of whiskey.
No, you have no respect.
I got respect. Mine is the kind that pays bills.
And what about pride and honor?
The day I got into this house, it was filled up with lawyers from Jackson ready to cart the furniture away. Your proud and honorable father sat upstairs in the bedroom with his bare feet hanging out of his nightshirt while a servant filled up his glass because his hands were shaking so he couldn't pour it out for himself. So that about takes care of pride and honor.
Well, you weren't meant to live in this kind of a world.
Well, that's life. If you can't ride the horse you're on, you'll have to get off and walk. Now, let me set the record straight. You gave me the name and I took it. And I took on all that went with it. So I'm going to put this family back on its feet. And once I've done that, you can bring old Beale Street and Bedlam in here. And 2 of them can sleep in my bed and another one can have my place at the table. But until then, hang on to me, Compsons. I'm all you've got.
Oh, crows.
You smile. That ought to melt them.
You're the biggest hypocrite I ever saw. You don't like them and they don't like you.
You don't let each other know it. That's called society.
Well, mealy mouth is what I call it.
Trying to make them forget something, it isn't easy. This little community has a long memory.
A shameful bird. Alexander Hamilton was illegitimate and nobody tried to wash his face in public.
She didn't live in Jefferson, Mississippi.
Jason, I'm so hot, my underclothes are sticking to me. Couldn't we stop at Waller's drugstore and get some chocolate chip ice cream,
We're going to Mrs. Maud Mansfield's for tea.
Her parlor smells of dog and her cake tastes of soda, and I'm getting sick and tired of spending every Sunday this way.
You're going to live in this town, and you're going to be accepted in this town. That's one thing I'm going to do for you, whether you like it or not.
Thank you very much for nothing whatsoever.
And don't forget to ask after her asthma.
Asthma. Everybody knows she gets that wheeze from drinking too much bourbon, and she does drink it out of a prescription bottle.
No sprawling and no smoking.
I've lived in this town for 70 years. I was here before they had pavements or taxes or mayors or aldermen. I've seen them rise and I've seen them fall. I tell you, the Compsons are in the dust. And you aren't going to raise them up by sweating and working in that general store. And you get your stepbrother off that porch and put him to work. And marry yourself some healthy stock.
Mama takes a real interest in you. We all do. But I'm going to scold you, Jason. You don't come here often enough.
Well, I'm afraid I wouldn't be very good company. I'm something of a solitary, Miss Heffy.
Oh, but that's wrong. That's hiding your light under a bushel.
You ought to get married, Jason. I'm telling you.
Mrs. Mansfield, my stepfather used to say a man is the sum of his misfortunes. Oh, I think I'll go along just adding mine up.
Mama has advice for everyone. But the only problem she hasn't solved is me.
How's that old wheeze of yours, Miss Mansfield? Oh, you sitting opposite me in an ice cream parlor. This is the day.
There are many different sides to my nature.
Effie Mansfield certainly thinks so. She's in love with you, good and proper. She's downright afflicted.
Well, she is good and proper. You ought to make a model of her.
No, thank you. I'll go on being my own horrible self if it's all the same to you.
Oh, you're making a mess of that.
I like it melty. You getting tea and sympathy from Miss Mansfield today, too. All that advice to the lovelorn. Poor unmarried Jason.